February basketball in Lincoln, Nebraska has never meant more. Tonight, the 7th-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers are back home to host number that stops Ram. Couple of shooters to really keep your eye on tonight. Price Sandfort for Nebraska, Fletcher Lawyer for Purdue. Fletcher Lawyer was in about a ring mass.
Not much of a jump by either one of those guys. And Kevin Cougar right now, Nebraska goes a little minute.
They tried the triple. He's been a little bigger scorer of late as Oscar Clough gets the rebound and Price Sandfort with the foul. Against Buchtenjel. Turns the corner, Mass there to block it off.
Nice replace and a duck in.
Clough inside against Mass.
Well coordinated, that whole deal. The dribble.
Offensive rebound, but it's Smith.
And great balance here defensively.
Smith with the three. Up and down in a 5-0 start.
He's such a such a hard-nosed kid as well. This is where he is good. Here's the double. Somebody's got to cut. Pretty good presentation. Buchtenjel.
43% this year from three for Braden Smith.
And when he and Lawyer are in.
Got to figure as Buchtenjel goes 1 for 2. He's going to have some opportunities tonight. Base Smith.
Nice find.
Kaufman-Renn the skip. Extra pass and Lawyer the open man.
Wow, you are right. Around the whole.
Kaufman-Renn. Back out to Braden Smith. His second three. What a start. Go to work against Kaufman-Renn. He wouldn't budge.
But the defense has been suffocating.
Sanford can't get it to go. Kaufman-Renn, good board.
Ooh, well.
It's getting a little earlier for you these days.
6 o'clock tips are good for the social life. Again, late cover. Just
timeout. The rebound saved by C.J. Cox. It's Smith with the skip.
Look at that sidestep. He's so good with that pump.
That's a rare touch. Here's Sandfort.
They're going to make him put it on the ground.
Hoiberg on the attack, and that'll trickle out
the floor. Comes off screens. They like to get him going to that left hand. Nice, again, good out of bounds play. Maybe gets them going a little bit. This is where you got to tee it. He was damaged.
Missed a couple of games. He rolled his ankle against Minnesota in mid to late January.
Look at this give.
And Clough with the hammer.
First time they ran that empty side ball. He loves that drop step in the lane.
He likes that matchup, too, against Clough. The fadeaway won't go, though, and the rebound to Kaufman-Renn.
A little more action offensively, though.
Did that work?
He's working hard. Harder than Nebraska. They got to match it.
Mast in the corner.
What does that help? That's the tough cover. Get overpowered Jacobson.
Here he is again. Mast! Tough to that triple.
Just a tough match for a big. Boy, when he's healthy, he is something. Isn't he, Kevin?
Oh, my goodness. It's the difference for this team. Smith, the difference for every team he plays on.
Absolutely.
Best point guard in America right now.
Nice time.
What a find. Lawrence with the cut.
And it started with Frager, that cross court. This is more like it right now, I think.
And Lawyer in the corner and a foul. You heard the crowd react in the background. They saw the foul call on the big screen above.
Yes. Showing that, baby. You hear enough, but that sort of reinforces. Even the dribble alive, but everybody stayed at home. Nice look.
Frager finds Jacobson in the corner.
Great job relocating, though. A lot of patience. Nice. They do such a good job with that pump fake. Make you bite. He had a good practice day yesterday, Kevin. Shot the ball well. Nice pass.
Benter able to stay with it.
And deflection.
That was something Fred Hoiberg told us today, that it needed to be big as Garcia gets into the scoring column. Deflections on this.
Set by Sam. A little dribble drive and find. Split.
Lob.
Look at this.
And Jacobson with the hammer.
Oh, good.
He's had a ton. Every shot, all 5 of his looks have been good. Buchtenjel, he'll try an open look and a little strong. Clough the rebound. He's provided some offensive punch as well.
Even there defensively, blew up that screen.
But Frager with the three.
There's 2-man back. He doesn't mind a little dribble drive pull-up game, Meyer.
Another deep three for Lawyer. Rebound. Look at the work Clough is doing it. Garcia 6 of 31 this year from three.
Smith
Pass in. Oh my goodness. Clough hanging on rim.
A bullet, the hold off to the.
Here's Smith.
Look at the lock low.
Back out Meyer. The triple will fall.
How about the extra pass by Smith?
And that three won't go.
And nobody on the glass.
Lawyer
On the run.
to the rim.
And he did a great job. Sanford from three. Ooh, nice give back. Look at this.
Just
It's a
zipping that
hot
ball
potato.
around.
Hot
And
potato.
Cox with two.
Right.
Largest deficit this year.
5.5 and get yourself organized at halftime. In the meantime, you got to converse a little bit on the defense.
Nebraska is everything is so difficult. And on this end of the floor, it's like watching artistic back. Here's Sanford. Hoiberg way off again.
Ooh.
And a collision and a foul.
I love his hustle. Ooh. Thought Sanford could have come up with a steal there.
Meyer instead.
Look at the stretch of the floor.
And Benter. Kaufman Wren. Three to shoot.
Handle it, you got to shoot it. Oh,
And
look
a
at
tangle inside.
nice pass.
Did, and that'll be a goaltend. Count that bucket for Rick Mass.
What a great look.
Trust him not to get that third
right.
foul. Cox probing.
Look at
there
that.
is the tip in again. 17-point advantage for Purdue. Hoiberg knifing in. And he'll go to the line for a pair.
No quit.
Trying to clear out some space.
And now they switch.
Pass Clough. And he can't get it to fall, and then a foul on the floor. It'll Clough, 6 to shoot.
Nice recovery.
Flip back to Lawyer for three. And
Nice.
the rebound Mass.
Boy, did a good job.
One Purdue
Gotta get
wants to hang
back.
their hat on. They gotta go. 6 seconds. Hoiberg. Frager contested three. They didn't get much out of that.
Can we get Price going here a little bit?
Sanford 0 for 4
There you
until that
go.
triple.
Wow, get him organized. That's his fade. He's so good at that.
And Lawrence
Ooh,
through the hands of Braden Smith.
only takes good shots. What a pass, too.
And Jacobson fouled inside by Price Sanford.
Hand hedge at least. Don't give him clean looks. Nice spin out.
Against Jacobson, count that bucket in the foul. Butenschel, a chance for one.
No, maybe one more step would have been a little easier, but
Smith jumping it out. Harris.
yes, what a find.
Jakari Harris, it's one of them.
Just,
They do.
ooh,
And
tough
Butenschel,
gamble.
another steal. In the scramble, Nebraska. Frager, the drop.
He's come from a lesser league and can perform at this level.
And it was such an emphasis for Matt Painter to get him in there as Harris tries that three. And
To speak of,
Jacobson in the corner. That's his second three of the night.
nice find by Sam, too.
9 to shoot.
No, good gamble.
Hoiberg with the steal, chugging to the other end, and Hoiberg fouled by Benter. He'll go to the line. Push.
Oh, no, better pass.
Sanford up and down.
And Mass looked at him, pushed the ball up.
That's by Sanford.
This is a tough match for Wren.
Sanford. Nice move. Pinball's home. It's an. Kaufman Wren got the road bounce on a. Sanford will try again. Ball loose, and it's saved. What a play by Meyer.
Absolutely.
His opportunity.
And I can't even read the newspaper.
You can't find a newspaper.
That's a good point.
And Clough had a hold of Mast. You asked Fred Hoiberg as they struggled towards the end of the year, what would you like to have? And he said, rink Mast.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Back it goes to Mast. Waits for traffic to clear. That triple falls.
How about that pump fake? And it was Lawyer who's on.
Mast off the shot fake. It's Hoiberg for three. Here they come. It's a five.
Like it in his hands now, the decision maker.
Mast.
Nice slip.
And Lawrence for two.
How about the point forward?
Smith tonight, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Lawyer. Step in, still a three. Way off, and Paul gets the possession.
Again, they're riding that middle action with Mast.
Hoiberg.
How about this kid?
It's a 4-point game.
And the spread.
From 22 down to 4 down. Ball movement finds C.J. Cox with the answer.
Trying to ice it.
Kaufman-Renn inside,
That's
floats it home.
That's his shot. That
9, just like that for Purdue. Hoiberg. The scoop, no. Buchtengel tips it. Nebraska cut it to 4. What an answer for Purdue. It's Cox, another triple try, and another splash for...
into 10.
Lawyer in the paint. Strong. And Frager the rebound. But how about Benter?
He's looking, isn't he?
Cox again.
No. Benter.
And a foul underneath. Benter looking for... Oof. They've out-rebounded Nebraska 43-28 tonight.
They have great reading ability, and they're cognizant of what's available.
2 at the line for Mast, 12-point. Sanford. Lawrence, catch and shoot.
Pretty good move with that. Your job, if you're Purdue, make them use some clock.
Mast.
What a pass.
Into Lawrence.
How about that look? Look at that double up, too.
Sanford, short. Mast, offensive rebound.
Nice
Dump
pass.
down to Frager for the flush.
Tell you what a field Mast has.
Beating in Lincoln.
Mast with a pick and pop.
Sanford.
Go up, just elevate.
And a foul inside. Huskers with a chance.
Mast has been screening as he is here, and then stepping back. Here it is.
Mast will try.
He's got it. How about that?
Almost lost it. It's Cox.
Nice pass ahead.
And a foul on the floor before Cox got rid of it to Smith. It would have been 2 on the other end.
Got to stay home on Lawyer, too.
2 seconds.
He'll try
Smith.
and penetrate.
Fade away. No! Overtime. Last time Nebraska had that big a deficit at halftime at home was Wisconsin in 2024. They went to overtime and they won that game. Lawyer starts off overtime with 10 to shoot. It's Clough back to Cox. Some huge threes down the stretch for C.J. Cox. He'll try again, way off the mark. That did not hit the rim.
Nice help by Lawyer on a shooter.
No Mast out there. He's fouled out. Lawrence.
Nice ball fake. Pretty. Freeze the D and deliver.
Lawrence, double comes. Open man is Cox. Oh, another 3 for C.J. Cox, his 3rd of the night.
A tough cover.
Needs some help. Good recovery by Purdue. Here's Hoiberg in the corner. Lawrence with a 3.
Wow, and he did the same.
Side, Kaufman-Renn with a tough offensive board. Step in 3 for Cox. That won't go.
Look who's there.
Again.
The bookends together.
But now at the line. 1 for 2 tonight.
Well, you are right about the free throws.
One-point game.
Cox.
Back it goes to Lawyer. 10 seconds and counting. Lawyer in the paint. Finding Clough inside. Count it. And the looking. In it comes to Lawrence, who slips down. Scooped up by Harris, and a foul is given.
What a shame.
Jamarcus, and there's another
teaching lesson for Purdue. That first half, they looked as good as anybody in the country. Correct. I think mentally you do have a tendency to relax.
So 1.5 to go. Zip into the hands of Clough, who almost shot it at the other basket. And Purdue survives 80-77. We saw quite a ball game here tonight.
As good as I've seen this year. What a comeback. by Nebraska. But Purdue, so many weapons, so many answers.